Okay, so I am watching today's episode Thursday, the 19th of August, and already unhappy. You know, I have so much to say, folks, for the last week. It's been hard for me to get online because I do have a day job, and my day job encompasses me being on the computer all day long. So coming to do this is like the last thing on my mind, and I'm sorry about that because I do have a lot to say. But I'll be back. Don't worry. You know what? I don't care what anybody says about Carly and Jason and the Corinthos family and how they're always putting their children and their family in danger. Well, that's life, okay? So anybody who's talking about how bad of a parent that Carly is, you need to go stuff it, okay? Because at least she's present for her children. At least they're not sent to the next room and you don't ever see them interact with their parents. You have seen Avery interact. You have seen Jocelyn grow up on screen. Morgan, Michael, Donna's new, so they're just now bringing her to the screen. But to flat out say that she's a bad parent is bullshit. And yes, I said bullshit. And anybody who doesn't like it, comment at the bottom. Because we have so many people talking about how she's such a bad parent for putting her children in danger. Well, you're in danger every time you step outside of your door. When people make choices to rob, steal, and pillage, or sell your children drugs, or be pedophiles, how do you guard against those things? Or random acts of violence. How do you guard against those things? All you do is try to do the best that you can. And at least they are doing the best that they can. Yes, they chose to be in the mob and have this mob life. But that's been going on for the past 20 something years, okay? And they have survived a lot. Jason, the one person who gave up his child because he thought it would be safer with its mother, child has suffered more out of his care than he has in his care. Let's be clear about that. Jake was presumed run over by a car in whose care? Elizabeth. Kidnapped and kept away from his family for 5 years. Because of who? Luke. Not Jason. Luke and the Cassadine feud. Okay? So that had absolutely nothing to do with Jason. And what did they do when the child was kidnapped? Who did they call? Who did Elizabeth break away from her husband and run to see but the real father of her son and ask for his help to save him, regardless of the fact at the time that he was locked up in the PCPD jail accused of murder? Really? But Jason's a horrible father. Carly's a horrible mother. They're horrible people. Bullshit. Okay? There's a lot worse people parenting on this show. All right? Nicholas Cassadine is the worst. Okay? Where you die and presume yourself dead for 3 years for money, and then you expect your child to forgive you and not have any reaction whatsoever, forgetting that you raised this entitled spoiled brat as a Cassadine, not as a Spencer. He was raised as a Cassadine. So his only action is to retaliate because the Cassadines eat their own. But Carly's a bad parent? Really? Her child's in school. Her child's going to college. Her child has survived a lot of bullshit. And some of that bullshit was brought in by her father, the Prince Charming of Port Charles, the White Knight, Jasper Jacks. What? Are you serious? He's a corporate raider. He has no respect for families and their loyalty to their businesses that they create. He is a person who has made his riches off of pillaging. Literally, they call it corporate raiding, but it's pillaging other companies and stealing them out from under hardworking people who built those companies because you want them for your own profit. But that's okay. His brother, Jerry Jacks, poisoned the entire town a couple of times. His father stole his fortune from another person. But that's okay. He's a good parent. That's okay. He bought a black market kidney from a man who stole it from his daughter, who, when he came in town, didn't tell the truth until it was thrown in his face and had no intentions of telling the truth. Okay? But then when he was backed up in the corner because he couldn't take the fact that Nell was blaming Carly for everything, is when he decided to admit, thanks to the writers, that he was the person that actually bought the kidney to save Jocelyn that we originally thought came from the presumed dead baby Jake, who was actually kidnapped from his mother, set up by Helena Cassadine to get back at Luke Spencer. Not Jason. Let's keep that clear. So, that's okay with you guys. That Jax can do what he's doing right now. And it's okay with you, right? Okay? It's okay for him to blackmail his ex-wife, to treat his daughter as a possession, because that's basically what it boils down. Okay? Hasn't been a problem for a while for them, until these other people decided that they want to come in and start trouble. So the only time that things blow up in Port Charles is when others come in to disrupt the peace. And then the Corinthos family, because it ain't the PCPD, cleans it up and then gives it to the PCPD after they prove that they're not the ones responsible for the crap that's been happening in town. Okay? How many times have we heard in the past year, I do hope Sonny and Jason handles this. I do hope they can. Oh, so it's okay when you need them, but the moment you people think that he's doing something wrong or that they're doing something wrong, you want them arrested. You want to blame them for every single crime and piece of violence that goes on in Port Charles. That's some serious BS. Because most of the crime that's been perpetrated in Port Charles has been by other people. Liesel, Faison, the Cassadines, Cyrus, who else? Okay? Ryan Chamberlain. Things that had nothing, people, to do with the Corinthos. Before Cyrus, there was nothing going on with them. The five families was happy. Things were quiet. They ran their money laundering business with no problems. But they're the bad guys when they clean up the mess, when they fight to keep the peace in the only way that they can, because the police ain't gonna help. The police are waiting for Jason and Spinelli to find out what's going on, and then come and tell them, or Sam, the detective, who's not a detective, he ain't even a good PI, okay? Or Curtis, who comes in and knows more about what's going on in Port Charles than Jordan does. Come on, people. Y'all gotta stop with this. Don't blame the Corinthos family for everything. Come on. It's bad enough the writers suck with the bullshit that they're writing here right now. So Drew's coming back. And excuse me, but who's going to get Drew? Sam? She's on parole. She shouldn't be leaving the city. And she got 2 kids. What's up with that? Dante, you trying to get in Sam's pants, so why would you try to help her find her ex-husband? And you just got out of a kidnapping situation and suffering from extreme PTSD. Had to go through deprogramming with the Kevin Collins. So are you supposed to get on a plane and go find him? Curtis just opened up a bar. He ain't got time. So I'm confused. Are we going to go to Robert and Anna, who are connected to the WSB, who should be the ones who actually go, or better yet, forget the WSB. Let's call the feds. The FBI. Go figure. That's their department. Don't you think y'all should be telling Jordan about this and get the FBI or even the Navy involved, since they know that he was not really dishonorably discharged? Yeah. Paying attention. Are we paying attention, writers? Because I don't think you are. And if you do send Dante and Sam, what? Really? I mean, the lack of imagination is just stunning. Stunning with you people. Stunning. Okay? I'm tired of Nixon Falls. Poor Lenny. I'm sorry he's dead, but they filled their black quota, so they had to get rid of one to bring on another. So in order to keep Sean, we had to kill Lenny. And then to feed into the Nixon Fall coming to Port Charles, Phyllis is going to come back with Nina. And now they're trying to possibly say that she's Portia's mother and they're estranged, or I don't care. I don't care for Phyllis. Okay? I think she is self-centered and selfish, because when Sonny Mike, because he's Sonny first to me, came in and you decided to help him, fingerprints, he's in the database. He's been arrested. His picture and his fingerprints are in the database. So you should have been able to find him and give him back to his family. But the writers, they need to make up a story. No, because you got all us sitting around saying, what the hell? Really? And then the cop, twice this man came in getting in his face. And you don't run his fingerprints? I'm confused. I'm really confused. It's such poor, inconsistent writing because you think we're stupid. That's the only conclusion I can come to. That you don't think that we're going to sit and examine this. We're just going to watch the show and we're going to say, oh, that's okay. We don't know the law. We don't know anything about procedures. No, we've been living all under a rock for the last forever. It's okay. You have license with your creative. No. Sorry. No. He should have been home months ago. That's your problem. Y'all run the storylines too long where you back yourselves in the corner and don't know how to get out. Okay? Because every time I read something and it's talking about Sonny coming back and feeling betrayed. By who? Because y'all keep making it seem like he's going to be betrayed by Jason and Carly in his mind. Which is, again, BS, capital BS. How dare he? Okay? Because he simply made no effort to find out who he was. Thank you. I'm back. DoorDash came. Forgot my lemonade. He went to go get it. But I'm just frustrated with the crap that I'm seeing on right now, because there is no consistency in what's going on, and I really need them to clean this up. Bring Sonny back to his family. Don't have him coming in with the audacity to be pissed off at his family when they actually did look for him. Okay? Did not want to declare him dead. Carly did not want to give up on her husband, whom she is still very deeply in love with. What she's worried about is losing her love friendship with Jason because of the change in the dynamics of their relationship. And she has every right to feel that way. Every right. I'm going to move on. Poor Ava. I never liked Ava. I still really don't like Ava. But what she's going through right now is not deserving. She does not deserve this. Kiki is not alive, so give up on that BS that I'm seeing online. Everybody's talking about, oh, it's Kiki. No, Kiki is not going to come back and gaslight her mother. No. Kiki never had that kind of hate in her body, period. So give up on that. You obviously are new to the soap opera if you're thinking that. Okay? As I'm seeing in today's episode, this young lady is going to turn out to be Spencer's girlfriend from school, and obviously his cohort in his terrorizing of his father and Ava. And again, I will say, Ava is not deserving. Okay? Nicholas, yes. Ava, no. So I'm sorry that he's decided to take this route, but I'm not surprised because he's a Cassadine. And he's been raised that way. So until Spencer has a traumatic moment in his life, besides the loss of his mother and the reality that Sonny is gone, I'm hoping that Sonny will come back and steer him in a better direction. Somebody needs to, because it ain't Laura. She weak. Okay? And that's all I want to say about Spencer and Nicholas and his mama, because they all get on my nerves. They're weak. Fillers. Okay? But whoever this little girl is, this is really ridiculous behavior. I mean, y'all have gone to the serious extremes with teenagers. So what are you going to do? End up having Spencer end up in jail for his actions? Because that's the only thing that can happen when you are doing such things in such a violent way towards somebody. Somebody's going to get hurt. Okay? So what lessons are you teaching? Because I'm not getting it. Okay? Now let's talk about Madam Wu. Madam Wu, if it was Nancy on the other side of the table with you, the moment you would have threatened Carly, I would have got up and shot you. 45 out, you dead. Anybody else move, you want to die with her? Because we can clean up the entire family and just start a big old war, since that's what you want. That's what I have to say about the 5 families. Okay? And Miss Wu, you would think she would be more on Carly's side, but evidently she wants power for herself. Where's her husband? Did she bump him off so she can be in control? What's going on with the Wu? Because she got a lot of mouth. Okay? But the biggest thing I'm waiting for is Carly confronting Nina. Now, first, I want Michael to tell his mother exactly what Jax did to get Nina visitation, because she already guessed that he did use blackmail, but she don't know what he used. Okay? So when she finds out that he saw him in Willow, Michael and Willow, and that's what he used against her son, she gonna cut him off for real. I would have cut him off the moment I realized that he was taping me. After I read him the riot act, because she should have slapped the shit out of him. She should have threw the phone across the room, even though it was wiped clean from the cloud with Spinelli, the genius. Regardless, she should have slapped the taste out of his mouth. Wow! From around the corner, slap that fool. Because how dare you? You come in my house being holier than thou, self-righteous, like you ain't never did some shady shit. Who the fuck are you? Yes, I cursed. I am not feeling Jax. He needs to go. He needs to be disappeared at this point. And the fact that he told Liesel, and Liesel, the writers are even thinking to have Liesel do something against Carly and Jason is ridiculous. It makes Britt look stupid thirsty. Liesel was on my good side. Now she trying to interfere in shit that ain't got nothing to do with her. What? Come on now, writers. Come on now. Why? Britt is not that important. They were just getting started. He was always honest with her. And she now understands the whole picture. So what's her problem? What's Liesel's problem? I thought you were turning a corner there to being a decent person. But now you want to throw shade on Jason and Carly because Jason is doing what he has to do? And whether you understand it or not, he never lied to Britt. He never gave her these specific hopes and dreams. He didn't do that. Be right back. Back again. Golly, my doorbell won't stop ringing. But this is where we are, folks. I hope and pray that Britt gets to her mother and tells her to leave Jason and Carly alone. It is none of our business, Mom. Leave him alone. I have spoken to him. We understand where we're at right now, and while it hurts, I get it. That's what needs to be happening. This other shady stuff, I'm not here for. And wasn't she supposed to be on vacation with Scott for a conference? What happened to that? Why you got time to meet with Jax, of all people? And Jax, big mouth running around town telling anybody who would listen to him that he's upset about Carly and Jason. Come on, man, get your cojones. Get your cojones. What is that? She ain't got jack to do with you. You've had your shot. You blew it. It's over. She ain't thought about your ass no way in more than 10 years. Loving her husband. So what I'm thinking Jax thought was going to happen was when Sonny was gone that she was going to turn to him. That's what he really means about her giving up the life. They can't give up the life whether Sonny there or not. Because as long as those people think that they're involved or they got something to take from the Corinthos family, there is no getting out, folks. Do you understand logic, mob logic and mentality? No. Then you need to read a damn book. Godfather, Gambinos, whatever you can find about the mob. A documentary on YouTube will describe what mob law is to you. You don't have to be in the mob to know mob logic. Yeah. One falls, another rises. Who's going to take power first? That's how it works. So if they didn't stand up to it, they would have been rolled over on, and Port Charles would be in chaos, complete chaos, as it was when Cyrus first came. So which would you prefer? That's my question. So give me your question, give me your comments. I hope you like and you share the video and we get to talk some more. I'm seriously thinking about doing some lives, but I gotta learn a few things about the platform to get these things posted correctly. So give me a minute and I'll get it done. But for right now, I love GH Butt. Ta-da! I know I said I was going, but I'm back again. And the reason why is because I just watched the scene with Carly and Jason at the meeting place from the 5 families. And my boy said exactly, what I wanted to hear. Don't be afraid because they threatened you, because they made a big mistake, because I'm going to make them pay. That's my Jason, baby. That's my Jason. Shoot them all down, Jace. Show them the Stone Cold. So ready for him to retaliate. Oh, Lord, thank you I didn't grow up a gangster. I have a gangster mentality, if you only knew. But I ain't trying to go to jail. So Jason does that for me. Thank you. I get to live out my gangster feelings through him. I love those deep blue eyes. I really do. And I love when he gets angry and he says, no, you're gone. See ya. Another closing. I love GH, but